Hi guys, right, fibromyalgia and what it is. I'll be hoping to do daily videos every single day. So fibromyalgia is not known to a lot of people, which is sad but true. It's classed as a disability, unfortunately. But what people don't understand about it is what people have to live with this every single day. And a lot of doctors still at the moment say it's all in your head, and it's not. It's a condition that affects your muscles, your bones, your joints, and how it makes you feel. So I'm hoping that me doing these videos, people will get to see from a fibromyalgia sufferer's point of view. Hopefully. This is just an introduction video on what I am going to be doing. I'll be recording every day, the ups, the downs, the good and the bad. The flare-ups, where you can't get up in the morning, where you randomly fall asleep. You randomly fall asleep without wanting to. Another thing, you forget what you're doing, saying. You could be you could be mid sentence and it all mumbles. That's called fibro fog. Means there's a fog. It fogs your brain. Everything gets muddled up. Sometimes you can't even see straight because the headaches get that bad and usually sit behind your eyes. But what I do want to get across is, just like everything else, flare-ups, pain is unique to each person. So what causes my flare-ups might not cause another person's flare-ups. Where I get my pain the most is maybe not where they get the pain. Like mine is my hips, my knees and my ankles. Whereas someone that I personally know, it's mainly their feet and their shoulders. Or on a really bad day, on a really bad flare-up, it could be everywhere. And as tired as you feel, sleep can be non-existent at times. The medication you're on does usually knock you out. It's like a legal high. You go all foggy, you go really spaced like I am right now. I had my medication a couple of hours ago and it's slowly kicking in, meaning it's not going to be long before I'm in bed, and it's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock at night. Like today, I got up, it took me an hour just to get out of bed this morning because the pain was that intense. I was up at 7 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, I was falling asleep again. But on the settee, where again, pain can get really bad if I actually allowed myself to sleep. Now, on my channel, this is not all I'm going to be talking about. I want people's feedback on what they want to hear. I want to talk about fibromyalgia is the main subject. So I might randomly go live if I'm having a bad flare-up, just so you can see it for yourself. What someone who's suffering has to live with every day. But other than that, I'm going to be talking about the other struggles. Like, as you can probably tell, I'm overweight, so I'll be taking you on that journey. What I'm going to be eating, because that'll go hand in hand with the fibromyalgia. The more weight I lose, hopefully the easier it gets. But not just that, I'll be talking about other stuff. I might do a few reaction videos. I might do story videos if you want to know more about myself, or there's other topics that I do want to cover in videos that I know affect majority of people. So I hope that if I could just help one person, to make one person feel like they're not alone, because what goes hand in hand with fibromyalgia is depression and anxiety, because they constantly feel like they're alone. No one's going to understand. No one's going through it with you. You don't know anyone else personally, and that's where I'm lucky. I have 2 other people in my life that's close to me that also suffer. So I'm lucky that way. That if I'm having a bit of a wobble, I just pick up the phone, they talk me round, I'm okay. I do have the support, but there are people out there that are going through this undiagnosed. They don't know what's going on. Maybe if they can watch my videos and think, yes, I'm going through that. Same symptoms. There is all different symptoms. It's not necessarily just your joints where you get the pain, which is what fibromyalgia is supposed to be. There are times I wake up in the morning and all the muscles in my legs are really, really tight, to the point it is painful. It's like someone's literally pulling your muscles like an elastic band, and the more you pull, the tighter they get and they start contracting. That can be hard. You have to wait for that to stop, and it can take from a minute to 5 minutes, and I think the longest for me was 10 minutes where it was continuous, and I was close to tears, thinking this is not going to stop. Normal day-to-day tasks where maybe a normal person would think, oh, that's nothing, like something as easy as hoovering up. I hoovered up my living room today, which is not that big. It takes 2 minutes of a job, and I had to stop twice because all my hand, from holding the hoover, all my hand started cramping, started hurting, so I had to turn the hoover off and stop for a minute, start again, swapping hands. I like to play my Xbox a lot, and if for whatever reason I've got to hold my trigger in, or I have to continuously press my trigger, I have to keep swapping hands, because all down here will literally tighten, and it's like someone's got an elastic band and they're going like this right down. It feels like your hand's going like this, and it's not nice at all. Your feet, sometimes you can't even walk. Like if I go out anywhere, I'm not so bad in the house because I have places where I can stop. I have set it up where I can stop in places, but when I'm out and about, like shopping, I have to use crutches, so I can take a lot of my weight off my legs, and it does ease. The only problem with that at the moment is it's all going to my shoulders, because I'm taking all my weight from my legs into my arms. So it's like I've just swapped where the pain is, but I can handle my arms. Other thing is, if you've got a shower that's over your bath, that can be difficult getting in and out, because you've got to like go over the side of the bath. But even something like washing your hair, lifting your arms up, I couldn't even do that to show you. Lifting your arms up to wash your hair or wash under your arms. Standing to wash up, if you don't have a or if you've got a dishwasher, having to bend down to put the stuff in. You can't sit in one place for too long, but at the same time you can't stand up for too long either. That's why a lot of fibromyalgia sufferers do find it very difficult to find a job that's perfect for them, where they can sit down for so long but they can stand up for so long at the same time. Like my job at the minute, I'm not working at the moment, but where I was, I'm currently off sick due to this. Where I was, it was in retail, so I was constantly on my feet, and the kind of work that I did, it was like tidying up the shelves, and the shelves could come taller than I am. I think they came, I'm 5'3", so there was about 2 shelves higher, and yet you had to climb on a step ladder just to get to the top shelf. But what they expected of you, despite knowing my struggles, is for me to get down on my hands and knees to sweep up all underneath all the shelving, and stay on my hands and knees to do all the bottom shelves, not just like tidying it up, bringing it forward, but actually wiping all the shelves down. So 9 times out of 10, taking everything off, wiping it down, putting it all back on. So I worked 4-hour shifts, and for 3 of those hours I was literally down on my knees or stretching up on a step ladder. Because it was only 4 hours, you're not entitled to a break in the UK. Don't know about any other country. I don't know about their rules. But what I do advise is, the more videos that I make, if you do watch them and find they're the same symptoms, please speak to your doctor. I'm not a medical expert. I can't diagnose anybody. You need to talk to a doctor. And it's a lengthy process. If they say to you, what I can advise is, if they say to you, okay, we'll do a blood test. If that comes back clear, it's not fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia does not show in blood tests. They'll try and rule out other possibilities, other conditions, because fibromyalgia does mimic some other conditions as well, and that may show up in blood tests. So they might test for that, but if they specifically say we're testing for fibromyalgia, it can't be tested through blood. They do have to rule out other possibilities. You'll get put on a range of different medication throughout this process to find out what works for you. Like, I'm on pregabalin and amitriptyline, naproxen and cocodamol. Strongest cocodamol, strongest naproxen. 75mg pregabalin, I've got to take 2 of them in the morning, 2 at night, and 2 10mg amitriptyline at night. They are looking at upping that again in the future. Not sure which tablet though, but as of yet, I don't need it upped. They are working great. Like, I'm sat here right now, and all I can think of is this shooting pain going right up my back. And this is what I want to show you, because it's not easy. So I will say to anyone that is suffering, that is coming across my videos and thinks, oh, I'm not alone, or you're struggling with certain things, you don't know what to do to ease it. I got suggested to me, because what I was doing is I was spending 1 or 2 days a week making sure my house was spotless top to bottom. But what was happening for the rest of that week is I was in agony because I was doing that. if your house is a mess, do spend time on that. But don't think to yourself, right, I'm going to do upstairs in one day, and then tomorrow I'm going to do all downstairs. Please, please, please don't do that. You will suffer for it in the long run. Set yourself, like, I don't know if you can see that in the background. That's actually my daughter's, but I do have one similar. Do a room a day. So what I would suggest is, think of your biggest rooms. Get them out the way first and work smaller as you go along. Once you've got each room spotless, then it does get easier, so that you can go around and see a bit of dust, or just get the cloth, I'll wipe that up, or wash up after your dinner, even if it's just one plate. Never, don't think to yourself, oh, it's one plate, it can wait. That rhymes. Hey, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Wash it up straight away and put it away. Otherwise, what you'll find is you might get a flare up mid-afternoon and can't do it. And then plates start piling, and before you know it, you are back to square one. I keep making that mistake. I keep thinking, oh, it's only this, and then it piles and piles and piles. Because you're having a flare up, you can barely move. You may be sat down for a little bit, but your eyes are closing, but you're not actually going to sleep. And I think you're more like that because at night time, when you do go to bed, yeah, you might be able to get into bed and get comfy, but you could get to the point where you're drifting off, and then your body will think, nope, I'm going to give you a world of pain. And then you do struggle unless you've had your medication. And if it works the proper way, it should help you drift off. But to me, in my experience, it's not a proper sleep. It's, yeah, your medication's sending you to sleep, but you're waking up feeling like you haven't slept at all. So it's not a peaceful sleep. And you do move a lot. Maybe like you're cramping, but because of the medication, you can't wake up. I don't know what it is, but I do find I've moved a lot because I'm either wrapped up in my wrapped up in my blanket's on the floor, pillows are on the floor. I've woke up before now where my blanket's in a ball in the middle of my bed and I'm on the edge. Sleeping next to someone, you burn up easy. I don't know whether that's the same for everybody, but it is a symptom. But even sleeping next to someone, you're confined to your side of the bed. That's where I'm lucky. I have a full double bed. But for anyone that does sleep next to someone will understand, you're confined to your side of the bed, which can be difficult. Does prove really, really difficult. Because you're not moving the same. Yeah, you might be able to fall asleep, but it's like you're confined. So when you wake up in the morning, you're stiff because you haven't been able to stretch and keep your body moving. And my back's really sore now. But any more questions, feel free to leave comments. Add me on Twitter, add me on Instagram. I will try to get back to people as much as possible. Another side effect, short-term memory loss. People with fibro will understand. I will be doing daily videos. The struggles, the ups, the downs, good, bad and ugly. Right now, I've started mine on a really bad day. Everything hurts. So I took the opportunity to actually do this. There's a girl on my Facebook that seemed really happy that I was doing this, because she suffers just like me. So she knows now that she's not alone. And I hope I can help more people or if you're someone watching, to look for the information because you know someone that's going through it and you want to know what it is, then feel free, ask any questions you want. I will try and answer them the best I can, but I am not a medical expert. It is unique to each person. It does vary what it affects for each person. What I'll also be doing, hopefully, and before I get any comments, I don't class myself as a gamer. I just like to play on my Xbox a lot. So I will be going on Twitch and streaming on there sometimes. That is not my main focus. My main focus is getting the word out there on what fibromyalgia is and what it does to people, how it affects people and their life. And I'm hoping I help a lot of people. So I'll be uploading hopefully 12 o'clock PM every day, UK time. And thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe. I hope you come back. Like the video if you do watch it. Like it if you liked it, and like it if you want more. Thank you very much.